Hello, I just want to start out by making a statement that this video is for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds. Anyway, us that are mature senior adults. I know the algorithm seems to be having some problem getting a hold of my videos, and maybe it's just because they stink, I don't know. But I'm trying to listen to some advice. So YouTube, this video is for the older generation. I'm discussing topics that will impact us or are on the older generation's mind. Not that young people can't listen and won't get something from it, but my target audience is 40 to 80 years old, or 40 to 100. I love you guys that are older than 80. My parents are still with me. It's great. The topic today is balancing your time. And I know I had another similar video not too long ago about when your priorities change and whatever. But this is a little different. I'm not talking about necessarily taking care of elderly parents or something of that nature. I'm just saying your day-to-day life when you're still working. My name's Daryl, by the way, 63 and counting. I'm still working, my wife's still working, and in some of my prior videos I have told you about we're wanting to get my wife retired, hopefully at 65, so another year. I think we can do it. We're just trying to make sure that we can have our lifestyle not change. We're not extravagant, but we do like to help our children out, and we do like to help where we can and be able to do moderate things like go out to eat once in a while and not have to worry about the next electric bill or property taxes. So I know some of you understand exactly what I'm talking about. My income is more than what we will draw, so we have to get that under control, which we all know expenses will change a little bit when you retire because you're not on the go as much. Anyway, balancing your time. I've started this channel and another channel in the last 2 months. This channel's going on 2 months, and my other channel is do-it-yourself tools, so 63 and counting tools and do-it-yourself, if you're interested. On that channel I'm doing a lot of product reviews or current sales, do-it-yourself projects that I've done. My problem is most of the time I don't remember to record them. I just go out and do them like I always have. Go figure. I'm sure you're doing the same thing. My thought train this morning is I'm still working. Do a lot of my recording in the car, and that may be one of the turn-offs for you. I'm really not sure. I'm very comfortable in the car. I'm captive. I can pay attention to the traffic. If I get in real bad traffic situations, I turn the camera off. Right now I'm just on a back county road on a commute to work. When I get towards the major metropolis where my factory is, I will of course not be recording. But I try to fit in videos. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 videos on this channel, which is topics that new creators or seniors are trying to watch and learn, and we're trying to share our community. And you know, I'm just pretty much going over things that are happening in my life and things that have happened throughout my life. And many of you have similar circumstances, like when we grew up in the 60s and 70s and moon landings and Watergate and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't get too deep in politics, but my point is, if I don't, sorry about that, you were just looking at my steering wheel for a moment. I had to pull that down. Thought I had something on my dash. Thought it was a wasp. Anyway, I'm trying to do 2 to 3 videos on this channel, so sharing topics with you from my past or current events or where we're going in life, our retirement goals. I'm not getting in depth into finances. I don't go into where I'm currently working smoking or anything like that, because I don't want to share anything I shouldn't share. So I'm not talking about my current employer or anything of that nature, but our experiences as we grew older. I'm 63, so obviously I was born in the early 60s, just before JFK was assassinated. I don't remember that, of course, but I remember people talking about it. I do remember the moon landing. That was a great event. It was, that TV channel was on there. Walter Cronkite sitting there rubbing his hands together, Anyway, it was an exciting moment for the nation, exciting moment, especially for a small child. Doing 3 videos a week doesn't sound like much if you're just talking to the screen. On the do-it-yourself channel, it is, quite simply because I only have limited time in the afternoons and on weekends. You do have other family obligations. Your wife needs things done. You got general just chores to do. You got to mow, you got to clean, you got to wash the cars and maintain the cars and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to film every little thing. I'm not vlogging. So when I do get a chance to work on, like, I'm installing Husqvarna auto mowers. I've done 2 now, and I'm doing another one in my backyard. Doing that in an hour or 2 in the afternoon sometimes is a challenge. So, and that's my topic. How are you managing your time? I really like to get some comments on this. I get up and go to work. I'm usually at work about 7. I usually leave about 5. When daylight savings time is not happening, of course, it doesn't get dark currently. It's March until 7-ish. So time I get home, 5:30, and have a bite of dinner with my wife, talk about today's events. I only have about an hour for any type of projects. There's not a lot of heavy video editing in my videos. Sorry about that. It's just quite simply because I don't have time. The goal of these channels is to establish myself and to have the channel pay for itself at some point. I would love for my wife to retire this year. If somehow these channels took off enough to replace her income, which I'm certainly not counting on that. But if it did happen, that would be a blessing. And also, it gives me something to look forward to in 3 or 4 years when I do finally retire, and or if something occurs where I have to retire sooner, that I can keep myself active and kind of engaged in the world and what's happening. And I kind of enjoy this. I'm not a ham for the camera, and definitely on my DIY channel, most of the time you're not even looking at me. You're just looking at my project or the ads I happen to be showing or whatever. So I'm definitely not worried about you seeing this old 63 ugly mug. I just want to share my thoughts, and it's a good outlet. It's therapeutic, to be quite honest, and I highly recommend it to anybody that's already retired, and maybe you're single and you just don't have a lot going on. Hey, start a channel. Talk about things that are on your mind, and that's an outlet for you. But back to the topic. I know I'm all over the place this morning. It's because I'm not scripted today at all. I didn't even make notes. I just thought of what I wanted to say. Doing 3 videos on each channel is somewhat of a challenge often, but I know I want to be consistent for YouTube's algorithms, but also because if you're watching me, hey, it's a blessing, and I want to make sure I have content out there when you expect it. And the only way to do that is to have, things in the queue. And if I get an off day or an off weekend, which isn't very often, but it happens, I try to go over a few topics or do a few tool reviews or whatever, and just kind of have them in queue so that when I am too busy during the week with work or after work activities, that I have something to publish. I'm just curious, you other creators, how are you handling this? Do you have certain times of the day of the week that you say, hey, this day I'm doing this and this day I'm doing that. I guess I'm somewhat self-limiting on some of that, because a lot of times on this channel, I just want to shoot from the hip. I'm just trying to have a conversation between me and you, not that camera, you behind there, you watching this, and trying to talk about topics that would interest you because they interest me. So that's pretty much all I want to say this morning. I hope it wasn't too crazy listening to me this morning. I know I'm all over the place. I like to get my thoughts down before I forget them. It's kind of like a dream when you wake up. Man, that was cool. I'd like to remember that. You know, maybe you were fixing something and it gave you the revelation. Here's how to do it. I like to be able to remember it, and if I don't get it out or write it down pretty quick, sometimes it's a fleeting thought. Surely that doesn't happen to any of you other seniors. Kind of like walking through a doorway and forgetting what you came into that room for. I'm sure that doesn't happen to any of y'all. It's only me. Enough said. Hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe if you can possibly stand it. Watch it till the end. That does help my channel. And if you're interested in my other content, just curious, look at it at 63 and counting, do-it-yourself and tools. Give me some comments on it. I know I'm heavy right now into some of the Harbor Freight, Craftsman, Lowe's, Amazon sales. And quite honestly, that's what the viewers want to see. So I'm trying to add that in a mixture of my other activities of do-it-yourself. I hope everybody has a great day, and until next time, y'all take care.